So that's the whole story about what happened. And now I hope everyone has a very clear understanding about what happened, because here I come to Pennsylvania and people here know who I am, and they read some comments that some idiot writes on my Spork Tile Art business page, talking about how I was kicked out of Norway. Some idiot from Leelanau County, an idiot from Leelanau County, who the police are handling. He immediately removed it. I don't know what the police are going to do to him, but the police immediately contacted him, and because he was writing obscene things on my business page about how I was kicked out of Norway because I was a stalker, and he's writing this on my Spork Tile Art business page. So, the police are dealing with him now. So anyone else that wants to start doing things like that, we're reporting all of you, because the whole thing's absurd. The story, I just told you guys the story, so once and for all that can be put to rest. Jeanette should write an apology for all the people that she confused. She should also include my tile work, acknowledging my artwork in some way, but she definitely would need to apologize for having written that letter. Even if she didn't know it would have that kind of an effect on like children, but for children to read things like how I'm a stalker, that's too damaging. Without having any kind of way of apologizing for that in any way, it's irresponsible to do something like that, because there's nothing that's going to. I'm going to make my building the Taj Mahal. I'm going to have investors that are going to help me. Even if I can't get a residency, I'm going to make that thing into a museum or something just really awesome. And I won't need a residency to do that. I can just put money into their economy to make this thing and have it be mine. Maybe make it into an apartment. I mean, what wife or girlfriend wouldn't love to have a jet set lifestyle and land in Haugesund, have our car in a little rental unit, and take a little cruise to Oda, and spend a week in our penthouse in the middle of Oda with some kind of interesting art exhibit of some sort that I'm working on, that we can hop on a plane and cruise on over to check out every once in a while. As long as the building is being kept outside and kept really nice, and we make it interesting, and I feel like that the community there will, encourage that, and I think by that point, probably, maybe the government, maybe even, maybe an investor will have some savvy way of working with us to make it maybe more of a place where even it can be open to the community. That's what I envision. But to have that property, it's really special to me. All this other garbage with Jeanette and which wasn't even a problem. I don't even care about that. I only care about it when some idiot writes on my page that I'm a stalker. Some idiot from Leelanau County, who now the police are dealing with, because now he's in trouble for what is that called? Slander or something? I'm reporting you guys. If you guys think you're going to be cute, you can't do that on people's business pages. That's slander, I think. I'm not going to press charges, but I'm letting him know. Don't mess around with me, man. Just don't do that. I don't care, Now, why wouldn't I do that with Jeanette? With the Jeanette's letter, that's different. I understand that differently. She's part of the story. She this in a way, that was something that I came there and met her, and the whole thing happened because of her and I, and she also was affected by it, in some way. I mean, everything anyone does affects people, but I feel like whatever I have no malice towards her at all. I just don't want to deal with any of that garbage. I can't deal with it. I don't want to think about it. I put tons of effort into all that, trying to make that all happen and work and communicate and try to be as positive as possible. And it's like I never got out of the maze. It was just a maze I could never walk out of, and there was no sense of any there was nothing, no secret little Easter eggs that were planted that made me feel good. really that I knew of for sure. It was all just, very difficult to try to feel like that I was on the right path. So other people have Easter eggs that make me definitely feel more comfortable. So it's just, that's all I think this answers it all. I've wasted more time, I probably just, I'm not going to go there. I enjoyed telling the story. It means no difference to me now that I told it. It doesn't matter to me. The effort that I put in, how I threw everything into that whole thing I did in Oda, speaks for itself. So there's nothing. I've easily convinced myself of that. Having to deal with the people that didn't understand what that letter meant and how that could be interpreted in a positive way, because there's so many negative people here. That was just, a big waste of time. And maybe it was also good, because in some way it also reveals that everything was fine in the end. But, it's just the kids and things that the people that could have read that don't understand the way of thinking like that's not helpful. And for not to be any apology or any kind of way of making it feel better is just I can't deal with. I can't that has something. See, what you have to look at it this way. What would I apologize for? I mean, what would I apologize for? There's nothing I can even think of her apologizing for. What? She was interacting with me the whole time. She was, as far as I could tell, there was no reason to tell me that she wasn't interested in having something continue. So I can't apologize for any of that. She was liking my pictures on Facebook. She never defriended me from her Facebook page, from her Facebook page on Jeanette Fishing. So, I'm not I did exactly what she said. I spent about $1 million in the community. I posted thousands of pictures on Facebook of their community to show the world what I was doing. I brought all kinds of attention to that community. Granted, Jeanette and I both did that together in a way, and that's why I'm not. There's nothing like I don't. There's no reason for me to do anything. That's why I'm not all pissed off and all mad. But I'm moving on. I'm doing my paintings of Taylor Swift, and I'm really enjoying that because of all the crap that happened. I can't deal with that, and I moved on, and I'm not stopping with Taylor Swift. She wants to come make paintings of Taylor Swift. Good, come and do it. That's what I'm doing. That could lead to, who knows, it could lead to some really awesome things. So there's nothing wrong with having a hobby like that. There are people that wear Mickey Mouse every single day. So to have a hobby like that is healthy. It inspires other people. It supports a really good cause. Again, you guys aren't liking my pictures when I do them. It's okay. So that's what I'm doing now, and I have no reason to stop. It'll always be something. I can't imagine it not. I can't imagine not doing it anymore. So I'll just eventually go back to my building in Oda, and it'll be my little happy place. My building in Oda will be one of my happy places, and with that and everything else I have, I'm as happy as a lark. So what else can I want? I've done, when you've done everything you can do in a situation, and you've tried and poured your heart out like unlike you've ever done in your life or anything else, and this is what you get. I'm sitting, this is what was meant to be. There's no question about it. And and so now I hope all you guys know, and everyone who had any questions, I hope you feel much better now. I have a much freer mind that now my life is out of your head, hopefully, because I really don't want any of you guys stressing out about my freaking life and whether or not I'm a... Never mind. Have a good night, you guys. I got to get back to work now.